Look something like this.
When I found out that he was going to do his video shoot, and he scheduled me to do my video shoot, God is on point because it's a continuation.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. See what this is.
Thank you for acknowledging me. But the things that's going on can no longer go on because not only nature is upset, the elements, the wind, the rain, the earth itself, but the supernatural has now come to intervene. My name is President New School. I am the New School. I am here to rearrange the DNA of those who were chosen to be workers for the Most High. Those who are considered to be faithful, those who have faith, those who believe. From this point, you can call me State Master Spark. And do not be afraid of yourself or those who are not like you. It's time to learn and earn the many things that you have to do to live in peace, to live in love and understanding. These preliminary prelude first post is going to the children of the Elohim. Always realize that they will continue to lie to you every day. They lie to you every day about the fact of the curse. They alter the scriptures. They change the names of people and the bloodline of the chosen. When I talk about the curse that befell the black man, we talk about the effects that it took on the black man. It is nothing disrespectful. It is nothing that should be hidden, for they too have come back to a 100 that they can live with. When we talk about the curse that befell the black man, it is said that the black man is the original man, the origin man of the planet Earth. It is written in scriptures about Earth and the chosen people who were considered or today agree that they were black. It's a misunderstanding of the whole situation because of the trap, which was the T for the add-on, and the rap for the rape of the women who were used as those who would produce a different type of children. Evolutionary process of man and woman, or woman and man, so did those who was evolving raped, and so do those who was cursed, they raped. And they thought that they would get back on track, but it didn't happen like that. What happened was you had a group of people which is called mulattoes. You have other people that's called Mongols. You have what they call autism. You have disease from different effects that the humans have done. So it was our job to come back to Earth and reunite with those who were alike, those who had our seeds mixed in with the human beings. The human beings were to elevate so we will be able to take them from this type of living and bring them to what they call Zion. Some call it heaven, and others call it other times and other places. So when we talk about the curse that befell the original black man, we talk about the effects that it took. How would we recognize who had this? A part of your history was written about this curse. It was given to the high priest that was called Levites. In their book, in their manual, which is called Leviticus, if you listen closely, it says Levi, and it says Akas. Akas is the us of the curse, and not the us of the other side, which is called Koresh, or Keres, or the word care. From this word care, they made the word race. And through this word race, what they did, what they have done, what shall be, they have separated you into what we call division. They have came and broke the line, crossed the line of what was supposed to be, and tried to create a different branch of humanity. It is written in the book of Laws, the Leviticus edition. One may read, and the word read means to read, bring back, and add on. R-E-A-D, read. Read is the word for ray, light or energy. After the R-A, it solidifies in etheric forces, which is R-E. The E represents the three abodes, which is the heavens, the angelic realm, and earth, which is all connected by what is called the Alpha or the Aleph. The word Re is the solidification of the word Ray, which means light. This light is the healing force, the guiding light, and what is called creation. Outside of this creation, of this time zone, of this light, is darkness. When they read, to add on to their present knowledge, by referring to those writings, today, this curse remains. And this is the reason why those who were considered to be prophets and gurus and all color names and all colors of people pretense to try to save the original people. The original people book, the last book, is called Quran. Qur or kul means to say, and an is a prefix which backs up that which was prior to it, which they conceived as the Bible. The Bible are many books, depending on what type of Bible. The original Bible had 72 books. The King's Bible had 66 books. The 7 was the perfection, the 14 the 1, and the 4 which is knowledge and culture. The 6 was the imperfection to the spiral and the add-on of 361 degrees. The Prophet Muhammad, as is called by earthlings, one who's worthy of praise, his true name was Ahmed Quraysh. In English is Kiris. And he came to save the original people. They were to be the nucleus, the Bayt. The Bayt was the dwellings. The Bayt and the Bayat was the woman. The name of the woman is Bayat, like bath. So he came to save the original people who were known as nomads and wanderers, those who made their home the entire planet Earth, those who ruled the 7 seas and were navigators. They were the love, what they call Amare, and then broke it down to the word Moors. Then added the political name Black, which means to block, or put them on a black list, which means that they're not worthy, unworthy. So the Prophet Muhammad came to save the original people who were known as nomads and wanderers. From this point, he was instructed to save all of humanity. There were certain rules pertaining to how we should marry and keep our seed pure. We that were of the descendants of the tribe of Israel or Ishmael did not marry out of our tribal and cultural family. There are 2 parts to this curse that befell the original black man that is and always be recorded in our writings. The spiritual curse, which led to the manifestation of what we call Lanet, which is the absence of the gift that was given to us by us. As I speak for the Elohim, teaching the Elohim, so the Elohim would rise up and overstand and take the position of an overseer. So the spiritual curse and then the manifestation of it was the curse of lepa or leprosy or leproma, also called albinoism. As most of the world that we are around is living on the physical thoughts and habits. The physical level of thoughts and procedures are the only thing that people who are cursed can imitate. They have tried to deceive the world that they are the chosen people of the planet Earth, but they failed to tell the truth about their disease. Today, these people were only our charity cases. They now call themselves owners of the 3 phases of our lives that the world tried to say is from them. They now call these phases religion. The prefix "re" means to bring back, and the word legion is a word for an army or a defense. They are trying to bring back our greatness and call it their spiritual past, hoping to raise up an army for themselves. Let it be known that religion today are only physical rituals becoming out of the first movement of slavery. We used it because it was given to us by force. After those slave drivers recognized that we could use it to remember our greatness, they took it out of the programming of miseducation, the programming schools, which is called the schooling system or the board of education. So you may wonder, what is education? Education is edit, two words, edit and conversation. As they proceed to write it down, they become the authority or the author of this conversation. This version of communication is to lead those into the spell. Once they become the author, if no one disputes their claim of originality and validity of importance, they go further and make laws and rules and ordinances about what they have written. And then they build places of programming centers and calling it a school or educational system to program and to put people under their spell. They show you symbols that's called letters. The word letter is let tears. The word letter is also let er, which is which is the reverse of bringing back, but the word for destruction, as in fire, the force of destruction. I will show forth to be another first and identify what they try all their lives to hide. Your world must learn that those who call themselves by any color, those women who call themselves by any color, they are not the true people to be guided by. So who is this black man on the face of the earth? It is said to be the original melanated people of slavery descent who are to be wise and the original of the planet Earth. They are the origin of the planet Earth, but we, the angelic realms, are the ones that created them. We planted the seeds on Mars. We planted the seeds on the moon. We planted the seeds in the seas. This is why you are called the sea man. For those of you who know, for those of you who are faking, acting like you have something to teach, just to get the money, just to get the women, just to get the men, whatever your reason is, you must fall down and get in the end of the line and learn these truths. For you will look real silly in one moment. For time is not on your side. We also created time. We created the time, and the wind is my friend. I am water. I am light. I am thunder. I am might, strength, energy. You, the black man and woman of this country, America, are now walking around in a state of shock, thinking that you're one thing, in truth, you're not. What they call black was the black sheep, and what they created themselves as a color white for a reason to hide in a political, which means policy, A game. The word game is from the word jamming. The J and the G is the same. As you would go to a game, you would go to a gathering, like in the arena, the sports arena is the same. You have been rooted from the wise teachings, not of the motherland, because the motherland was invaded by communism, socialism, imperialism, tribalism, and more capitalism. You were false breeding and taken away from your mother and father, separated and put in different places around the globe. You were introduced to a system of lies. The word lie, L-I-E, is the word E-L-I, misconstrued. You've been deceived about your id, an entity, which is called identity. The word id is a festive occasion. An entity is who you be, as with a person who personification, solidification from the etheric form into this body, the body that you're in. You were born in a system that never let you remember this ruling system, which is called capitalistic system. Their aim is to toss you around into communism, socialism, capitalism, tribalism, any type of thing other than your true who you be. You were born in a system that will never let you remember how to readjust yourself to the truth of your existence. Your thoughts are in a mental disturbed shock. In this state of shock to the world, you seem like a fairy tale, an illusion. You are a piece on the board, what they call chess, from the word she and S-S-E for existence, essential. You're in a state of shock. Most of you, the world to you seems like a fairy tale, an illusion, a game of sports, a fantasy, happiness. And then you come into reality that is not. But it's too late for some because you did not listen. Your parents didn't listen, and their parents didn't listen because of the DNA that was corrupted by you being raped at slavery time. This feeling that you're going through is a sickness. When they ask, what is a sickness? A sickness is when you're seeking that vibration that's called informed action, to be in that position of farming, to be cultivated as a farmer cultivates the earth before he plants the seed. So this feeling of sickness because of a spell of you ignoring what is reality. A false reality has been placed in your thinking that you call wrongly your mind. For the mind does not reside in the individual. The mind is the collective, is the self, and the self-flesh is another determination and a false realization. A false reality has been placed in you after erasing your true id entity identity. This is one of the main reasons that you are not spiritually secure in this life. Without being spiritually secure, you can never be financially nor economically stable in this country. This is the trap, this is the trick of those who are presently ruling, those who are considered to be the policy makers or the politicians, the policy overseers who call the police of this United States of America. You, my sons and daughters, or daughters, have suffered the trials and tribulations of slavery while building up this country. We are the rightful owners of this country and the total globe, and we have nothing in the form of physical benefits except the perishables that are in your house. These effects that you now suffer will only leave you when you stop living in the likeness of those who have hatred for you. When we, the original of the face of the earth, realize that those sick black people who are now claiming the color game of white from what we call Lynette, which means milky white, albinoism, which means pale, leper and pale, L-E-P-E. They are the ones that are not eased, and that is why it's called disease, and not to be trusted without safety in America. That's when we will be free. That's when we'll be free. What is free? If you look closely at the word free, you will see that free, F-R-E-E, is the word R-E-F-E. R-E-F-E, to refer you out of the trap, to unbind your mind from the illusion, to take your hands from covering your eyes so you will be able to use your senses properly, to take your fingers out of your ears so you'll be able to communicate intelligently. You, the original man and woman, are the salt of the earth. You were taught that you came from semen in the ovary, in the water, but they didn't tell you the benefits of you not returning back to that which you were created from, just as you were created from the womb of your mother. And it is a sacred and special reality. So you protect the woman even though she has flipped the script. She has not dedicated her 100% towards the things that make her a deity, a goddess, not as God, G-O-D, from the Greek word G for Gumar, O for Ooze, and D for Deborah, but for G-U-A-R-D, G-U-A-R-D-I-A-N, God-D, God the I, and twice, continually, guardian, which is the word Nefer, Nefer, N-E-F-E-R, for you are the strength and the labor force of the world. These people have taken your hard work of labor in every area that was presented in this country and claimed it to their credit. The many ideas and invention that we have given to this side of the world was stolen from us. Our mental ability gave America its foundation to become one of the largest powers in the world. You have been systemized, brainwashed out of your proper lifestyle. You stand on the corner drinking 40s of poison beer today. Yesterday was pints of wine. They used to call you a wino. Instead of thinking your way out of these lies that you are living in, instead of stopping and realizing with unity you can combine your forces, you have become frozen like ice. Those people in politics control the stages of this ice. This ice that you are in, with their overseeing you. The pole from the word politics, P-O-L, and the ice from you being frozen is called police, P-O-L-I-C-E. I-C-E, the policy of the I-C-E, the policy of the I-C-E. I see their enemy. One of the reasons why you're allowed to run around the city to work and to be a new slave. This is why you're shipped underground for many miles every day on what is called mass transportation. Or they call it trains, to train you. From work, they allow you to visit, and then you must return to your cell to rest for the next day. You call apartment, which is apart, and the word ment. The ment is the same word as went, W-E-N-T, M-E-N-T. The W and the M is the same symbol. So you went apart from your tribal formation. So you're no longer strong. You're weak. You're away from your family, which is another word that they gave you. The word family means famine, lie in famine, be around nothing, no information, no communication, no plan, nothing, drink, smoke, sex, more babies, foolishness, parties. You're away from the truth. You're away from what is valuable, which is the collective force of your mental. You work for someone that don't even like you nor respect you and will not make you who you're supposed to be. Be it the government job, a city job, or a private job, you're still a slave to a tribe of people who do not like you. Other tribe of people have been trained to use you and to properly use you until you're no longer usable. They have always took advantage of your godly nature, your guardian nature, your high nature. When you are not working, they use the term that you are unemployed. You are now on a new type of plantation that are called the streets. From corner to corner, running away from the detective, the plain cops, the plain clothes cops, the police that are really civilian military, the police that are really the civilian military of every city or district or county. You run corner to corner, living like a scared rabbit. Today, the people that control your neighborhood may say You can't come outside. Many neighborhoods have been placed with a curfew. Only a few people can come outside at night, essential workers. One day, they might just say, you can't go from borough to borough. They may say that you can't go from state to state. As we go from Brooklyn to the Bronx, Manhattan to Queens, to Staten Island, Long Island, and the places we are now allowed to go, let's start to build and communicate with those in passing. Let's start to communicate with those in passing as we passing by. Let's create and activate that which was well taught to you when I was in your presence. For with the love unity, we can take down the oppression as we have always done before. The difference this time, we'll have a better representation and our decisions will be of better value as we live in this part of the world. As they feel they control all your movements now because we do not have the right representation in this country. Those who call themselves black playing the color game in politics, the overseers, the policing, the mental policing of legislation. Those black politicians in office are just going with the flow of those who oppress us. They are truly afraid to come forth and represent us with the new ideas for a new people. I am not a politician because I'm not concerned with the problems of this nation to fix the lies that they have been told for many years. I'm only interested in solutions of the kingdom of the Most High, who you wrongly call God, and the original melanated people that you wrongly call black, those that are the descendants of the first slavery movement in this country. For we have served time in this country, and it's our time for me to now rule you. For the true rulers of society have to pay us what we have earned. This is now time for the big payback. Those who are not aware of what's going on, you are the second slaves. Those who are not aware of what is going on, you are the second slave in a new slavery, a slavery that you cannot see because of your greed, a slavery that is called salary, a slavery that is called job, a slavery that is called career, a slavery that is called armed forces when it says thou shalt not kill, and you have not made any effort to be a part of that movement of recall your consciousness, selective consciousness, how to select what is conscious for you because you have not been taught that. So if you have not been taught that, you cannot bring that in your programming with the certification that you do not kill. So those who appreciate the heroes and the sheroes and those who honor those who give death and kill and awards them a medal of honor, you are wrong for that. So you need to take those and you need to discard those idols that you hold sacred because you are now a Sabbath breaker and a commandment breaker. If you do not stop at the Sabbath, you are a Sabbath breaker. If you do not follow the commandments, you are a commandment breaker, and you are to be tossed out of the congregation of the righteous. And by being tossed out, you will be in the new system, what they call the civil system. You will not be in the system that is connected with the heavens and connected on earth with the heavens. You will be in a man-made system going to a judge that's looking down on you because you came into his circumference, into his world of lives. For he is who he is, and we are the Elohim, teaching the Elohim.
You heard what it was. You heard what it was, and that's what you do. So I think you better listen to it again. I don't know what you thought while I was saying this. You was playing something else. It's okay. Most people today don't have longevity. We have to teach that. So stay tuned.